welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me with ArtSphere again today. We have a new project we're going to be working on, and it's going to be creating mandalas. Creating mandala is a great way to focus on yourself and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a skill that we can all use to calm ourselves, center ourselves, and slow down, take a beat, and focus on something other than the outside world. Mindfulness is all about focusing on you, and creating a mandala is an excellent way to do this. Mandalas are traditionally circular and symmetrical. Symmetrical means that they are balanced on all sides. So, on each side of the circle, it looks exactly the same. Mandalas also focus on patterns and colors. You can create your own patterns and use your imagination, even though we're focusing on symmetry. Colors are also very important. When you pick a color for a mandala, you are setting your intention for your meditation. Setting an intention means that you are setting something you're going to focus on, something that you want, a goal, something that makes you happy. So each color has a different meaning. Red is strong, powerful, brave, and confident. Orange is positive, creative, successful, and friendly. Yellow is happy, smart, optimistic, and energetic. Green promotes healing, growth, calm, and a connection to nature. And blue is peaceful, secure, relaxed, and introspective. Introspective means looking in on yourself and your feelings and figuring out what they mean. All right, now that we know a little bit more about mandalas, I think we're ready to jump in. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make one today. The first is going to be drawing patterns on paper, and the second is going to be creating patterns with objects that you find around the house. Before I begin, I'm going to select the colors I'd like to use. I'm going to take blue, and I think I'll do yellow as well. And maybe I'll throw in some green. These are the 3 main colors that I'm going to work with today. I'll put these off to the side. When I begin to draw a mandala, I'm going to need colored pencils, markers, or paint. To begin creating your mandala, you're going to want to start by drawing your largest circle. This is going to be the outer edge of the mandala. I'm going to trace with this large circle I already had cut out, but you can use a plate, the bottom of a cup, anything with a large base. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. The point of a mandala isn't about being perfect. It's about calming down. Then, I'm just going to create lines across the circle to help me balance out my design. We're going to make a line straight down and a line going across like an X. After that, you're going to split these sections up again like so. I'm using a paper to create straight lines because I'm not very good at drawing them freehand, and that's okay. Next, I'm going to draw another circle going in. Because I have these lines, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to create an even circle. But even if it's not perfect, I'm okay with that. I'm going to keep drawing as many circles as I would like. I think that's pretty good. Now that we've seen some basic patterns and fillers to use, I think I'm going to get started on mine. I'm going to begin with the outer circle. So I think I would like to go like this. And just like when you're drawing the circles, I'm gonna just take some more deep breaths. Be very quiet. And just focus on the shapes that I'm drawing. So maybe when I make this next shape, I'm gonna breathe in and out. And in and out. And just continue like that until I've finished filling in the outer edge. Now that I've finished the outer edge, I'm gonna go in and add in my first color. I think I'm going to use blue because I really want to feel peaceful and relaxed. Now that that's done, it's time for me to pick my second shape for my next circle. I was thinking maybe I would do a line and a little heart going into each shape on the outer circle, like that. All right, now that I have my next shape, I think I'm going to use my next color. I'm going to use green for these because I think they look like leaves, and for this part, I really want to focus on nature, thinking about nature, how it makes me feel, feeling connected to the trees and the birds. So when I look at the color green, and when I look at this mandala, I'll be reminded of that. So I'm just gonna go in and continue filling them in. Now I'm gonna go into my next circle. I think this time I'm going to use, let's do triangles. And I'm just trying to keep that symmetry going. So the tip of each triangle goes between the lines I formed in the last circle. So if you're ready, you can pick your next design and go ahead and fill in this next circle. All right, now I'm working on my next color, yellow. And that's the happy, smart, optimistic, energetic color. And so when I'm filling in the triangles with yellow, I'm really thinking about those words. I'm thinking about being happy, feeling the energy of the color yellow. It's just uplifting, I think. And when I look at this mandala later, I'll be able to remind myself of those feelings and the meaning of the color. So, still focusing on my breathing in and out. I'm going to finish up the rest of this circle, and then I think I'll finish up my mandala. And while you're continuing on yours, you can keep picking out cool patterns and using your colors. And by the end, you'll have something really beautiful. I am now starting to wrap up making my mandala. The cool thing about this project is you can continue to add more detail to your mandala, or you can finish whenever you'd like. The point is that you've taken the time to relax and create something beautiful. All right, I think I'm finished making my mandala. Let's take a look. When you hold up yours and you can take a direct look at it, you can see that all of the shapes, patterns, and colors come together to form one united image. You can see the symmetry throughout, and that it focuses on one central circle. You can always look at your mandala whenever you'd like to remind yourself of the mindfulness techniques that you learned, as well as the meanings behind the colors that you chose to set your intentions. And you can create a mandala whenever you'd like. If you need to sit down, center yourself, just relax, and find a moment of quiet, this is a perfect activity to use. For this next mandala, I'm going to be using a variety of beads, shells, and rocks I was able to find around my house instead of using pencil, paper, and markers. For this type of mandala, it's more about creating an image. It's more about the journey rather than the ultimate destination, because I'm not going to be gluing any of my objects to my paper. Instead, I'm just going to use this time to center myself even more and really get involved in the process of creating. Now that I have my guiding lines down, I can begin to think about how I'm going to create this specific mandala. Since I have a variety of colors, I'm going to be using all of them. This activity is going to be more about creating a shape, creating an image, and following your sense of creativity and flow. So I'm going to begin by picking out a central object. I think I'm going to use this yellow flower. From there, I can begin to think about how I want to branch off from the center. I think I'll begin using the color white. Think for the next part, I'm going to use the color red. And I'll continue building like this. An activity like this is all about using the materials you have available to you and to really not think about anything other than creating the mandala. When I have to place different beads and stuff like that in a pattern, it's hard for me to think about anything else. And that's the point. This time you're just taking a moment where there's no plan. There is no defined goal. You're just sitting with yourself and creating a peaceful moment. When I'm done focusing on my meditation and my mindfulness of creation, I like to take a deep breath. Look at what I've made. Appreciate the time that I spent with myself. And then just sweep it away. I want to thank you so much for joining me with ArtSphere today, and I hope you enjoyed the project as much as I did. Remember, mindfulness is something you can practice every single day, and making mandalas is a great way to do it if you just need time for yourself. If you like what you made and you want to share it, feel free to email us at info@artsphere.org, or if you post it, #LoveArtSphereInc. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.